Have you been watching the NBA lately?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a
Lakers
question.
specifically, but yes, I've been paying
I
attention
know
a
the
little bit
Lakers
to the NBA.
specifically, but I haven't watched a ton of NBA. I haven't watched a ton of NBA. I know you're a big Lakers fan. I'm a big Knicks fan. But if and when the Sonics do come back, I'll be transitioning over to Seattle Supersonics to watch them because it's just where
Fair.
I it's fair. Um, I'm curious to hear what you think about this question. Why is the NBA dying in ratings? Because in the last 10 years, the ratings has dipped by under 50%. It's been atrocious in terms of ratings. I want to know from the Lakers fan, what do you think?
I feel like the sport as a whole is just not like in the best spot, and they're trying a bunch of like gimmicks with it nowadays, like the freaking NBA Cup.
Yeah,
No,
it's bad.
I enjoyed it while the Lakers were winning it last year, but this year it just felt like okay, well, like note like it's just there, and it's like you're playing two games that don't matter for the standings.
Correct.
Um, so you're like wasting player energy on that to like travel to Las Vegas and do that. Um, you have the weird gimmick of the play-in tournament too.
Yeah, which is stupid.
I hate it.
It's so stupid.
Um, I'm not kidding. That's like mid-season tournaments and play-in tournaments. I am used to that stuff in esports.
Yes.
Like when I watch like my esports teams play and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's what
Smash
I expect to
tournaments.
see.
How many Smash Brothers tournaments have we been in the course of our lives? Whether it's at
Zero.
home or if we've watched them.
I don't really watch Smash, but like
You know what I
I
mean,
get what
though.
you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
The
So,
leagues that I watch, there are like a
yes.
shitload of like play in or like mid season tournaments or stuff like that.
Yeah. Rocket
And
League tournaments,
it
right?
just does. There was a reason that stuff is in esports and not in the NBA. It's
Yes.
physically taxing.
Yes.
I guess in esports too is to a degree too, but like you get what I'm saying.
I know what you're
It's
saying,
like
yeah. But another thing that we need to look at and consider is there's also not a lot of, heat, drama. There's not a lot of rivalries anymore. When was the last time you were excited for a Lakers Celtics game? Arguably the greatest rivalry in the NBA in NBA history. When was the last time? They play each other twice a year, and it's almost like you're never excited for them anymore.
yeah, I can't really remember the last time I was like overly hyped for
Yeah,
a
I,
Lakers Celtics game.
yeah. The Knicks have a heated rivalry with the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls and like the Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics as well. Like a majority of the Eastern Conference teams. I can't remember a time where I was really excited to watch the Knicks play Boston or Miami or something like that. Like, yeah, I'll watch a Knick game here and there, but I can't. And it doesn't help that all the players are buddy buddy. It doesn't help. It also doesn't help the fact that you're seeing a lot of these players, loyalty's gone. Perfect example, Kevin Durant. We could go on a rant for hours on Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, LeBron. We could go on tirades about this whole thing. Our loyalty in the NBA is dead. It's been dead since LeBron left Cleveland the first time in 2010. It's been dead since Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City to go to Golden State. It's been dead for years. The days of Kobe Bryant playing for 20 years on the Lakers, rest in peace, are gone. It's gone. And what are your thoughts on load management? There's another one.
Jeez.
Why are you paying $500 a ticket to go watch your favorite player play in the game that's not even playing? You know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah.
infuriating. Like I know a couple of people that have taken their sons or taken their daughters over to watch, Brooklyn Nets games when Kyrie and KD were on the team. And Kyrie, of course, being his egotistical fucking self, took the game off, and it was a big game. I think it was against like I don't know Miami or some shit, and he didn't play in the game, and they got so pissed off that they didn't go. They found out like hours before the game, before tip off, that Kyrie wasn't playing because of load management. Like it's stupid.
Stuff like that. There you go. You just answered the question why the NBA is dying. It's like
It's one of
there
the
are
reasons.
so many like stupid things about it. The gimmicks that I mentioned, this load management stuff. They're doing goofy shit with the All-Star game now
I have
too.
two more. I have a few more things to ramble on about that, but yeah, keep going.
I mean, it's just like they're I think there's a line to cross when it comes to like doing stuff that's out of the box.
Yes,
I think that trying newer
yes.
things like that is fine. I don't hate the All-Star game, to be honest. Like
I
the
don't
idea of
hate
a
the All Star.
tournament.
I hate the play-in tournament. I hate the play-in tournament. I despise the play-in tournament and the NBA Cup. I despise it because it shows. Hey, the other thing is the regular season games don't fucking matter. They don't matter anymore. They flat out don't. And there are also more players. There's a lot more three-pointers being taken, which is making the game boring. It's making the game boring. Granted, we appreciate Golden State. We appreciate those Warrior teams for like from 2015 to, you know, their last title from that period of time, those 7, 8 years of Golden State basketball. We appreciate Steph Curry and stuff like that. We do, right? We do, sort of, kind of. Okay, Jackson, it's in his own world, but we can also play the blame game of hey, Golden State kind of ruined the game a little bit because there was what the fuck was it? Oklahoma City took 32 threes against Milwaukee in the NBA Cup
Mhm.
final. What was it? 35 three-point attempts and then they made 5? That's not entertaining. It's really not. And I have a solution to how to solve load management. You don't play in the game, you don't get paid. Simple.
Yeah,
Blatantly simple.
I agree with that.
Blatantly simple. Now, the players union is going to have a fucking fit about that. And there's the other thing. There are these players that demand $60 million dollars a year, and the contracts protect the players. They flat out do. Now, whether that's a players union thing or the owners thing, I don't know. I don't care. But it's a fucking problem. And how hard is it to watch a Lakers game that isn't on your network TV? How hard is it?
I mean, for me personally, it's not hard.
Well, yeah, but like,
But
let's say you're, I don't know, a Dallas Mavericks fan living in like South Dakota or some shit.
we're not going to start the regional sports network debate, are we?
But
Because
you know what the
that's
fuck I
a
mean, though.
sports-wide problem.
That's a sports wide issue.
Yeah,
Yes. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, though.
I
Like,
get
how
it. Yeah.
hard is it to for you have to get like 5 different subscriptions to watch your fucking team.
That's what the NFL is turning into too.
The NFL's
Like,
having that problem for decades.
because in the past, like I was fine with having like Hulu, for instance, is what I have. What's what my family has. We use Hulu for live TV. Hulu was perfectly acceptable. You got NBC for Sunday Night Football. You got ESPN. You had Fox and CBS
Yeah, that was it.
and ABC in case an ESPN game was there. Um, yeah, you had all that stuff. That's what all the channels were on. And then in comes the streaming services money. Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, Netflix.
Thursday
You
Night
are
Football.
and these are like required to watch these games.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have if you don't have I will say it helps on Thursday Night Football's end that if you don't have the game, you can actually watch it on Twitch for free. but
Oh,
you
it's
have to,
delightful.
but you need a computer for that.
That's fine.
Unless you have a really good like internet browser on your TV or something like
That's fine. Or
something
your phone.
goofy like
That's
that.
fine.
But also, I think it also I guess Thursday Night Football isn't the worst issue too because they actually mandate that you have the game has to be available on cable TV on a cable affiliate for both local teams.
Hmm.
So like if the Rams are playing on Thursday Night Football, I get like a local Fox channel that I can watch it on or something like that.
Yes, correct.
So
The best example of this is the NHL. When the NHL is doing it right with ESPN Plus, the NHL and their bullshit ass.
too many blackouts in the NHL.
But you know what I mean, though.
I get it, but the
You get
blackout
it.
policy is ruining it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like I can watch
I
the Kraken.
think the league that might be closest to solving that problem is probably MLS.
Yeah,
Even though
good
that I
point.
have gripes with that deal,
Yeah.
like the MLS subscription thing is really simple. You get one subscription, which is a higher. If you don't have Apple TV Plus, it's a higher price point. But
Hmm.
um, you just subscribe to season pass, and you get the whole thing, no blackouts.
Yep. Yep.
However, the
Hmm.
drawback is that most of the season is behind a paywall.
Hmm.
They're not the only games that are free to watch on Apple TV are also free are on like you can watch them on Fox or FS1.
Moral of the story is that it's impossible. It's damn near impossible to watch the majority of the NBA games that like you want to watch without having 17 subscriptions.
Yeah.
And you don't blame these fans, the diehard fans that are, you know,
It's costing
streaming games illegally. You don't
yeah,
blame them at all.
I don't blame people at all for
You
doing that
don't
right
blame
now.
them. You
Is it
can't.
illegal? Yes. I don't condone breaking the law, but I don't
Whatever.
blame those people because screw these big corporations. Like,
Yes. It's a fucking problem.
yeah. And
It
it's
is a
like
fucking problem. It's an
it's just
absolute issue.
it should not have to cost an insane amount of money to watch sports games.
No, it
You're either
shouldn't.
paying for like 5, 6 subscriptions at once just to watch your team play all their games in a season, or you're throwing out a bunch of money and fees and parking money and stuff to go to the games.
Yep. Yep. And the other thing that we'll get to we'll talk about is that don't get me in trouble, don't get me in trouble, don't get me in trouble, don't get me in trouble. This is a sports wide problem where the whole thing of like keep politics out of sports thing, and very quick we'll talk about that very quick. The NBA is getting way too fucking political, way too political,
I can agree with that.
way too political, and this isn't like a one side versus one side thing. This is hey across the board. Across the board. NASCAR was famous for this for
They
years.
still are
They still do
like
it.
embroiled in the whole thing every now and then.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about here. When
Yeah.
you have Steve Kerr talking at like Democratic political, what's his face, Democratic conventions, and blah blah blah. You have Greg Popovich and his fossilized ass rambling at press conferences about Donald Trump. You have now. It's a whole other ball game than we could go down, but we choose not to because we like chaos. But that's too much chaos. There's a fine line between chaos. That is too much chaos.
Yeah, it is.
And we don't go down that rabbit hole. But we could predict on how the NBA is going to fix it, but as long as they're still making money, they don't care. They don't care. Baseball ran into this problem too. And until they change their rules, they start making more money. Baseball is as popular as it's been in 20 fucking years. Because of the rule changes they made. And because of the fact that they made these games entertaining. Banning the shift and universal DH and like the ghost runner rule, the pitch clock, it's all worked. It's all worked.
I think the pitch clock needs to be a little bit longer, but yeah, I agree for the
You're
most
not
part.
wrong.
Most of their
I
changes have
agree with you
worked.
on that
I just,
part.
I don't want. That's just the whole thing of like, I don't want pitchers getting hurt as consistently as they
Yeah, you're
are.
not wrong with that. But like, what was it?
But
30
that's a
seconds
different
now?
rabbit hole. But the fact that the game has sped up now definitely
Yes.
makes it like I baseball used to be a
Yes.
lot harder to follow. I did my best to follow it, but it was tough to follow because games would like you throw the game on in the background and it's there and it's background noise and you just listen to it
What the
until
fuck?
like the key moments. Now games are over with in like 2 hours tops, 3 hours
Thank
tops.
God.
And you can like chill out and watch a game and watch like you can watch a baseball game for the same amount of time that you can basically watch a football game for. And maybe it's a little bit longer, shorter. I don't really know, but it's like it's that general idea of like it's not there and it's background noise for 4 hours. It's there and you can pay attention to it for a few hours and care about the results and everything like that, and still get all the enjoyment out of it. And then it's over, and you can move on to the next game the next day,
Yep, correct. You're not
or
wrong with
watch
that.
another
You're not
one
wrong
if
with
you're
that at
that
all.
big of a fan. So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. It's a damn shame that, the NBA, which is a great sport, the NBA is great. It's just it's most of these games are boring as shit, and it's a damn shame because we're fans of our teams. We are. But when you're making it that difficult to watch your teams and you're relying too much on the three-pointer, you're relying too much on and you can't go to these games without banking on the player playing in the actual game and not taking a day off for load management. There's too many injuries. Like Zion Williamson, 350 pounds, and this guy was. It's a miracle this guy's still in the league. Contracts protect the players. There's not enough rivalries. There's not enough drama in there, and we're not even getting to the other part. The referees have gotten so fucking soft.
I don't
So
want to
soft.
start talking about refs in sports. They're all bad. They're just all
No, they're
bad at this
all
point.
universally across the board bad.
If you
But
are
in
a
the
ref
NBA,
and people,
though, it is atrocious.
oh yeah,
When you can't even look at a player after a dunk and be like, "Yeah, I just did that," and you get a technical foul for that shit. What the fuck? It is ruining the game. Ruining the game.
if you are as a referee in sports and people know who your name is, people know what your name is,
Oh,
that's you're done. You're dead.
oh,
Like just leave as soon as you can if people know who your name is,
yep.
what your name is.
And God forbid they find your address. And knowing the hacking abilities of certain fucking people, oh good lord.
Get off of social media if you're going to be a
Yep.
ref.
Who was that referee in like 2004 when the Kings and Lakers were playing in the Western Conference Finals, and he was like betting on the Lakers or some shit, and he called the games in favor of the Lakers? Who was that? I can't remember.
I don't
There was a whole
remember.
scandal on that. There's a whole scandal on that. It was like the 2004 Western Conference Finals.
Tim Donaghy,
Yeah,
however you pronounce it.
yeah, Tim Donaghy. Yeah,
Donaghy.
you're right. Yeah, he was convicted. It was the Tim Donaghy scandal, right?
Yeah, I literally looked at on Wikipedia. It says he is a disgraced former professional basketball referee.
Yes.
He
You know
resigned
what
from
I'm
the
talking
league
about.
after reports from the FBI that allegations that he bet on games that he officiated.
Yep.
He later
Yep.
admitted to betting on games he officiated in each of the 03, 04, 04, 05, 05, 06, and 06, 07 seasons. And yeah.
Yep. Which we can go down rabbit holes on the Chiefs and the Patriots for the last 25 years, but you know what? We choose not to. But the referees have gotten so soft in the NBA. It is terrible. It's so bad. When you have when you have the NFL officials look like the best in the league across sports,
I wouldn't even say that.
but but probably hockey at this point, but fuck. The fuck?